first point, which is manipulation. This is basically the main point, you could say, because most of it is about manipulation, especially when it comes to the voices and the frequencies. You are constantly bombarded with these voices, and this leads you to not understanding what's going on. You have a lot of dissonance inside, which is basically the result of the attacks. Dissonance, for example, could mean you have a lot of contradicting stuff inside your head. Maybe you have certain goals in mind or things that you want to do, but you can't do them because you want to do something, but at the same time, you won't because these voices are messing with you constantly. And this is basically a dissonance inside. That's actually a state which is very difficult to cope with. Unfortunately, this is one of the main psychological states that you have as a victim. I have myself difficulties understanding that because I can clearly remember a time not having that internal state. Psychological abuse is also a huge part of this manipulation game. You are being abused 24/7. Also, the psychological abuse schemes are being changed. So it's not always the same. Sometimes they come up with a certain topic. It's basically what works to disrupt your life, to dismantle your life. And if something doesn't work anymore, they come up with new stuff only to cause harm and conflict. And these are conflicts on purpose. The goal is, when it comes to gangstalking, to cause conflicts ongoing. So there's no peace, there's no ease, feeling of harmony or rest or just having a good time, whatever you want to call it. You don't have this moment, or very seldom, because even if they are not messing with you, even if they're not stalking you or harassing you, you have this dissonance inside. You are left and crippled with this internal states of dissonance, which stems all from the manipulation. What is left basically is questioning. Okay, you just have a bunch of questions because you're always walking around trying to find answers, trying to find solutions, which can't be found. That's also a conflict on its own. It creates very disbalanced state, not having answers for your questions. All of this seems to be on purpose, which creates a conflict inside of you. Because your life revolves around this manipulation and gangstalking. And that's basically what's left. I also want to say you're constantly being attacked with directed energy weapons. This is sometimes going on for hours during the day. This, together with the voices, is creating a lot of havoc inside your life, which only makes it worse. End or solutions? There's no end or solution. You need to learn to let go, not caring, not wondering. I mean, at some point you have maybe the knowledge as a target, you have certain information, so that's enough to understand the intent or the goal. Okay, the end of it is kind of, you are forced to live an unproductive life. Even if you want to have a productive life, you are completely bound to certain limitations that are being created by that program. And you are also caught up in a lot of nonsense, especially if you're trying to figure out stuff. You won't find answers, like I said, and it will kind of leave you stuck also in conspiracies a lot. Unfortunately, in the world of gangstalking, it has a lot of conspiracies and people that have infiltrated the community of targeted individuals. There's a lot of nonsense stuff that is not true, or it's kind of ridiculed, so that in the end, nobody is taking it serious. You have to see it like that. You as a target, your life is being completely dismantled and destroyed. Just understanding this fact shows how serious it is in the end. So it's not advisable to ridicule that. I mean, in the end, it's a big world of lies and deception. Everything is based on half-truths or lies. So most of it is not true. You can experience how smear campaigns are being carried out behind your back, especially. And that's also why a lot of questioning happens, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, so to speak. This is very difficult to accept. The stuff that I now talked about, most of it you can't control, can only ignore it, stick to your truth, trying to stay honest. I mean, everybody has secrets. Maybe there's some stuff that you can't tell. It's just natural as a human being. Everybody has privacy, except targeted individuals. They don't have any privacy. When it comes to my life, I don't have any privacy. and my privacy is interfered on a daily basis. That's also difficult to accept. You can't control what people talk about you. You can't control what people are doing behind your back. You can only focus on yourself as much as you can and trying to move forward with your life and moving on. Maybe, for a certain amount of time, it's advisable to get some information and then you need to move on, let go, and it will fall apart at some point, because if you're not firing it up, or if you're not kind of contributing into breathing life into these deceptions, then it will just kind of go away at some point. Even if it doesn't go away, not standing in it by simply not caring.